it's my third time. I really don't know what's going on. Oh my goodness. I should have known something would happen when I try to do this. Okay. Let's see if it's working now. I can't believe this. I hope this doesn't happen the next time. If you guys are still watching, thank you so much. But maybe I should wrap it up. I don't know what's going on. I just tried to do it and it popped up and then it went off. And then I don't know if you guys even saw. So frustrated. Okay, what was I even talking about? We was talking about pain. I really don't remember. I know we're talking about still pain during breastfeeding. Oh my gosh, so sorry about that. I'm going to try to make sure that this is all set and ready to go earlier tomorrow. But I'm on the same connection that I was on before. But I think it probably does take a little bit more, you know, high-speed internet to go live or whatever. Yeah, so basically, if you're experiencing pain during, I was going to say during pregnancy, during breastfeeding, is because something else is going on. And I want to talk about, so like, well, one sign that, you know, baby could be latched incorrectly is if you experience like really cracked or like bloody nipples. So I never experienced bloody nipples. I experienced cracked nipples a little bit, and that's when I was going through the whole thrush thing, because it was just really, that was adding to like the pain that I was experiencing at that time. So yeah, usually it's a latch issue for the most part. And I know like if a woman has like maybe flat nipples or inverted nipples, you can use in the beginning, you can use a nipple shield, and that kind of helps baby to latch correctly. I'm just checking this. I'm so paranoid now to see if it's working. That helps baby to get, you know, around the nipple and the areola. The shield will help you so that the baby will be getting milk out correctly that way. But it's not really something that you want to use, you know, your whole entire time. So latching the baby properly will still be, it's still something that you need to work on, even with a nipple shield. So, you know, if your baby does have a tongue tie, if your baby does have a lip tie, you know, due to, or, you know, depending on how severe it is, you can get those clipped. And usually your pediatrician can do that, you know, right in office. You all right? I thought he was asleep because he was quiet for a while. You usually can get that done at your pediatrician's office, and they say it's not painful, but I don't know. I got a little nervous hearing that other mom's story, I'm not gonna lie, and then I was kind of like, you know, glad that I, you know, hadn't gotten it done. But if it's really severe and it is interfering with breastfeeding, then, you know, at the end of the day, it's your decision if you decide to get it done or not. And I don't know personally how painful that is for your baby. And it may be painful, you know, for you to watch as the mom. But if you want to continue breastfeeding and that is in a way of your breastfeeding, that may help getting that, you know, clipped and released. And then, so if it's not, it's usually one of those two things. It's usually your baby's not latched correctly, or your baby has a lip tie and a tongue tie. And if you're, you know, curious about what those look like, you can always look it up. The tongue tie is, you know, down, so when they lift their tongue up, if it's like really tight and it can't go all the way up, and it has like that little piece of skin, but it's like really, really tight to where they can't get their tongue around the nipple and the areola at the same time, they may have a tongue tie. And the same thing with a lip tie. It's like that piece of skin right here, in between like your front two teeth. It can be latched onto those, or it could just be latched so where they can't get their lips flanged around the nipple and the areola at the same time. And so if your baby does have that, you know, and it's recommended to get it done, but then you don't, then you can pump, you know, breast milk for your baby So some moms, you know, exclusively pump milk out for their baby. So you can still get your baby breast milk that way if you decide not to get it clipped. And I want to see if there's anything else, because I just feel like I want to make sure I got everything on here. Oh, and yes, and definitely experiment with different positions and positioning while you're breastfeeding. Some may be more comfortable for you than others, and some may be more comfortable for your baby. So if you can find one that, you know, both you and your baby enjoy, that would be great. I know for me, there was one position that I felt most pain in, and I tried not to do that position with my fourth in the beginning, when his mouth was just so small and it just was like hurting every time he got on. And also make sure that you are supported. I mean, like, that your baby is up high enough, like you're not, you know, so hunched over when you're trying to breastfeed. You want to kind of sit upright, and I am guilty of this. I do not always sit all the way upright, but I do, for the most part, like 90% of the time, use my breastfeeding pillow, because that will just bring baby up to you instead of you trying to meet the baby. That can add to your pain also as well, for your nipples and in your lower back as well. And just try to make sure that you know, the breastfeeding position that you do choose or that you're in is comfortable, because that should help you, one, to get your baby latch correctly, and to alleviate any pain that you may be feeling just because your position in itself, or the way you're sitting, is not right. Just want to check on it. So really, I think that is all that I want to talk about as far as like pain with breastfeeding and engorgement. Like I said, engorgement is normal. You will experience this, you know, a couple of times, or you know, at specific times during your breastfeeding journey. But for the most part, it's a good thing. Now, engorgement, if it goes too far, or say you're not emptying your breast as often as you should be, or as often as your baby needs to eat, then you can like get clogged up, and that can lead, oh no, and that can lead, I'm wrapping it up. That can lead to mastitis, which is really, really, really painful, and actually can be life-threatening. So, you know, if you want a video on mastitis, we can talk about that. Maybe for my next live, we can talk about that a little bit. I have not personally experienced that, but I do know that that is a severe form of like engorgement, and you do need like antibiotics to help you with that. So that can be a little bit scary. But yes, we can talk about that in another video. So thank you if you logged back onto this. Hopefully this won't happen tomorrow or the next night that I do this live. And yes, if you have any more like breastfeeding questions or breastfeeding topics that you want me to go over during this live, or even for, you know, like a regular video or during this week, you can leave that in the comments of this video and of the previous video. And yeah, we'll just get through these topics and see how many things we can cover about breastfeeding, you know, and troubleshoot some things that I know that I hear a lot of moms say that they experience, or, you know, have troubles with while breastfeeding. Thank you for logging on again, like I said. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you tomorrow night in my next live. Thanks for watching. Bye.